What's going on, world? I'm your Mary Sweetness, aka Sweetness StaxRadio. We cater to Main Street Throwback indie artists, and it pays to be a listener. Sorry for the late delay. But before we get started, I bless everyone, including myself, with a never-ending cycle of increase and enjoyment. And make sure you guys stick around to the whole entire video so you can qualify for our cash back. Today is Throwback Thursday. We're celebrating all things Xscape. Now, so deaf artists, they came on the scene in the early 1990s. The original lineup was, of course, Candy Burrows, Tiny Harris, Tamika Scott, and Latasha Scott, and also Tamara Coggins, who did not stay with the group. She eventually broke away and did her own thing. So the group consisted of a 4-girl lineup, and they were discovered by so deaf Jermaine Dupri. Now, Jermaine Dupri was so blown away by these girls, especially the performance on the stage. But when one of the girls started rapping, Latasha, he was just blown away by the skills of these girls on stage. Let me tell you, the 4-part harmony, and of course the stage presence on stage is electric, as you guys already saw, which we talked about in a separate video when we talked about the versus battle on our show. We didn't talk about it on the YouTube channel. We talked about it offline on the Station Head channel. Yes. Now, the girls, they are no stranger to controversy, which we'll talk about in a second. But when I say so deaf is, oh my God, these girls are just phenomenal on stage and electrifying. The girls can sing, they have the looks to match, they have the charisma and the energy. Every album they have done has sold multi-platinum status, and the girls are still timeless up until present day. Now, the 4 quartets has, of course, they came together as a collective, but all girls are starlets in their own right. Each girl has individually became something in their own right as far as their starship. As you guys already know, Tiny and of course Candy Burrows are bosses in their own right, writing hits for artists such as TLC, etc. And of course the Scott sisters individual artists as well, doing their individual projects as far as acting and singing. But every individual starlet has did their own individual thing and made of course their bones in the industry. But we all love the group Xscape as 1-4 quartet. I don't care what you say, the girls can do individual things, but it's safe to say that we all appreciate them coming together as one. Now, before, there was a 20-year beef between the girls. Allegedly, Candy had stepped out because one of the girls, I believe Latasha, was going to have a solo project, or maybe it was Candy, but they argued about it on the hit Just Kicking It, which came into fruition a couple of years ago, where the girls went head to head. But they have since kissed and made up when one of the Scott sisters apologized on stage, telling Candy she apologized for putting her business out on Front Street and letting her know that, she apologized and they want to mend fences. Now, moving forward, actually, no, I'm skipping something. Okay, the girls, they end up doing a group thing without Candy Burrows, which was called the Xscape 3. Now, the Xscape 3 didn't do as well as their other past projects, but it did give us hope in recognition that the group is still doing their thing and that they still have a beautiful harmonize between each other. But let's be clear. If it's just 3 of them, it just sounds a little off, in my opinion. Now, we all are thirsty and wanting Xscape. That's why when they did the versus battle between SWV and they killed it on stage, we were hungry for it and we wanted more and more and more of the 4-part harmony girls. Just recently, word on the curb is that Latasha is beefing with Candy again. Now, it's it's not strange for these girls to be beefing, because they've all had their bones and their grievances in the past between who was going to break to the solo career, who broke up the group, who's going to mend the group together, things of that nature. But now word on the curb is that Miss Scott, Latasha Scott, has not only beefed with the 4 groups, but her sister. And they were all spotted, on the red carpet for the Lady of Soul Train Awards, which is going to come out November 28th. Make sure you guys watch, because I'm definitely going to check it in, because I'm all things Xscape. I love them. Now, they were a little bit the odd man out, because all the girls dressed in the 3-part harmony looking good cohesively, except for one with Latasha. So Latasha was saying that she did not get the memo and that the girls did their thing. Candy responded before saying that, don't make this about you, don't change the narrative, you wanted to change your stylist, things of that nature. Word on the curb is that Latasha, she had some issues offline with her husband and the promoter, so she wanted the girls to come together cohesively to be on her side, just like they did with Candy a couple of years ago, and not use the name Xscape. She's wanted to take a break and they can tour and use the name Xscape 3. Now, Latasha said she did not break up from the group. She is still going to be a part of the Xscape. She just needs a little break. Come here, girls. First of all, let me tell you something. Stop the shenanigans. We love Xscape as a 4-part harmony. It sounds a little off when one is missing, okay? They all are incredibly talented, incredibly beautiful, and incredibly electrifying on stage. I don't want to Xscape 3. I want to Xscape 4. The 4 quartet is what the fans are looking for, is what the fans want, okay? Now, our question to you is, do you want Xscape as a foursome, or do you think that they should just go on as a threesome and that they should give Miss Scott her space, or do you guys think that they should come together collectively for the fans? We certainly think so. And if you want to know what we really think for details, make sure you guys go to stationhead.live/Mary Sweetness and check the recap show that we did on the Xscape girls. Now, I'm loving all things Xscape. I hope they truly get it together. I'm done with this. I'm the girl Mary Sweetness, aka Sweetness, StaxRadio, we cater to mainstream throwback indie artists, and it pays to be a listener. Remember that the best shit to come, and if I can leave some encouraging words, spread love because you can. Make sure you guys continue to follow some WWE Adapt, Facebook.com/Mary Sweetness 77 to join our Sex Radio group, and Instagram Miss Albie Sweet, and of course stationhead.live/Mary Sweetness. Now, of course, we do not gossip. We get a nice little receipt for you, as well as the music to match from your favorite mainstream throwback and independent artists. And make sure you guys stick around, because January we're going to be bringing back our infamous Cash App to our loyal listeners. And of course, if you're an independent artist, make sure you guys get your music streamed on our iTunes and Spotify show. All right, I love you guys for watching. I'll see you on the show.